All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to dive into the Women's Rugby World Cup 2025,
Oh, yeah.
set to kick off in England. And, even though it's a while away,
Mhm.
the excitement is definitely building already.
Absolutely.
And we're not just talking about a tournament here. We're talking about,
Right.
a moment, a real moment
Yes.
for women's sports.
I think,
Yeah.
Alan Gilpin, he's the World Rugby Chief Executive,
Okay.
has actually called this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
Wow.
to inspire a whole new set of fans and to really present, a younger,
Yeah.
more inclusive, more vibrant side of rugby.
It's really cool.
And this isn't just like
Yeah.
marketing speak.
Yeah.
This is a real effort to
Yeah.
to broaden the appeal
And
of
it's,
rugby.
yeah, it feels like they're really going for it. They're trying to kind of break the mold.
Yeah.
So,
It's exciting.
so what's really fueling all this excitement?
Well,
You know,
I mean, first of all, over 220,000 tickets
wow,
have already been sold,
that's incredible.
which makes this the most attended Women's Rugby World Cup in history.
I mean, that's huge,
It is.
especially this far out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
it speaks to a larger trend we're seeing across women's sports in general.
Right.
Just this surge in viewership and engagement.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, why now?
Yeah. Why now?
I think it's kind of a bunch of things coming together at the same time.
Yeah.
Increased media coverage, more compelling storylines,
Yeah.
and people are just starting to recognize the athleticism
Right.
and the excitement that women's sports offer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's not just the overall numbers either.
Yeah. Like what else? What else is there?
Well, if you look at, let's say, the opening match,
Okay.
England, who are the hosts,
Right.
are going to be playing the USA, who are the defending champions,
Oh, wow.
at Sunderland's Stadium of Light,
Okay.
which, Sunderland isn't traditionally known as, like
Right.
a rugby,
Hotbed or anything.
a hotbed, exactly.
Yeah.
But over half the tickets
Wow.
for that match are already gone.
So it's spreading beyond those
Exactly.
traditional rugby.
It really is. It's going
Yeah, that's amazing.
nationwide, yeah. And the organizers are actually confident that they're going to sell out the final,
Wow.
which is at Twickenham Stadium on September 27th.
Okay.
And that's pretty remarkable considering how far away it is.
That's really far out.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of remarkable,
Yeah.
did you know that we're going to be seeing some
Oh, yeah.
some serious star power coming from like Olympic sevens,
Yes.
like making the jump to 15s?
Absolutely.
Big names like Ilona Maher from the USA.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte Caslick from Australia,
Of course.
and Madison Levi, also from Australia,
Yeah?
are all going to be competing.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
It is. It is. And so for people who aren't familiar,
Yeah.
sevens and 15s are very different versions of rugby.
Right.
So, sevens is a lot faster,
Right.
fewer players on a smaller field.
Okay.
And it emphasizes, speed and agility.
Right.
Whereas 15 aside, as the name suggests,
Yeah.
more players,
Yeah.
much more strategic,
Hook.
more physically demanding
Gotcha.
style of play.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see how these Olympic seven stars who've,
Yeah.
honed their skills in this fast-paced
Yeah.
environment adapt to
The intricacies.
the intricacies
Yeah.
of 15s. And, Madison Levi's been called one of the
Yeah.
most talented female athletes
It's
on
incredible.
the planet. Like, to
Yeah.
see her on the World Cup stage is going to be
It's going to be amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be electrifying.
And,
Looks
that
like-
transition from sevens to 15s,
Yeah.
not straightforward.
Right.
It's really not.
Okay.
It requires a whole different
Yeah.
set of skills
All right.
and tactical awareness.
Okay.
So if you look at Levi, for instance,
Mhm.
her explosive speed and,
Right.
her evasive maneuvers
Yeah.
are definitely assets in sevens.
Yeah.
But in 15s, she's going to have to adapt to a much more structured game,
Okay.
more positional play,
Right.
tactical kicking,
Yeah.
and even
Maybe even developing her passing game.
her passing game. Exactly.
Oh, wow. It's like watching a whole new dimension of
It is.
their athleticism,
Absolutely.
kind of unfold.
Yeah, and just think about the
Yeah.
impact that this has
Yeah.
on young, aspiring athletes.
Right.
Seeing these women dominate on a global stage,
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
really powerful.
It's powerful.
It sends a message that It's possible,
Hmm.
not just in rugby, but in any sport.
Right.
Pushing boundaries, showcasing the incredible talent
Yeah.
that women's athletics has.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that,
Yeah.
it's really inspiring to see that.
It is. It
Yeah.
is,
Kind of.
Yeah, and speaking of inspiration,
Right.
we can't overlook England
Right.
as the host nation.
Yeah.
They have such a
Yeah.
rich rugby history,
Mhm.
and they've been putting a lot of investment
Mhm.
into the women's game.
Yeah, their domestic league is thriving,
Mm-hmm.
and they have an incredibly passionate fan base.
They do. They do.
And, you know, do you think that this home advantage will play a role in the tournament's success?
I think undoubtedly
Yeah.
it will. Hosting a World Cup like this
Yeah.
offers a really unique platform
Mm-hmm.
to show off the sport's progress
Right.
and to really inspire a new generation
Yeah.
of players and fans.
And like those ticket sales that we talked about,
Right.
it's not just
Not just in those.
in those traditional rugby hubs like Sunderland, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
a widespread.
widespread. Yeah, it feels like they're really cultivating a movement
Absolutely.
around this World Cup, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah. And, we're actually seeing the ripple effects
Really?
globally.
Wow.
There's a surge in investment in women's rugby programs
Wow.
all over the world,
That's amazing.
largely because of this World Cup bid
Right.
and the momentum it's generating.
It's incredible how one event
Yeah,
can have such a
it really is.
profound impact.
It speaks to the power of sports
Yeah.
to transcend boundaries
Yeah.
and inspire positive change.
Mm-hmm.
And this World Cup seems like it's ready to do just that.
Okay, so we've got record-breaking ticket sales,
Right.
a conscious effort to redefine rugby's image. We've got star athletes crossing over from sevens,
Mm-hmm.
and a host nation that is that is poised to leverage this for real growth.
Absolutely.
What else is making this World Cup so special?
I think it's
What are we missing?
the sense of possibility around it.
Okay.
It really feels like
Yeah.
we're at a pivotal moment,
Mm-hmm.
a shift in how we value
Yeah.
and how we celebrate
Right.
women's athleticism.
You can really sense that energy, can't you?
You can. It's palpable.
Yeah,
It's attracting fans, sponsors,
Yeah.
athletes from all over the globe.
Yeah.
It's like a virtuous cycle.
Yeah.
The more visibility,
Yeah.
the more investment,
Yeah.
which fuels further growth and,
Yeah.
and development of the game.
It's like a snowball effect,
Hey,
just
Rob.
gaining momentum
Yeah.
every day.
It is.
And it's not just happening at the elite level either, right?
No, not at all.
This is
It's trickling down.
yeah,
It's inspiring.
grassroots participation.
Grassroots, exactly.
More girls and women to pick up a rugby ball.
Precisely.
That's amazing.
That's the true legacy of an
Yeah.
event like this.
right.
Creating opportunities,
Yeah.
pathways for future generations.
Yeah, it's planting the seeds for a more
Exactly.
inclusive and equitable future,
Yeah.
not just for rugby,
Yeah.
but for women's sport.
Women's sports in general.
in general.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
to our listener, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
What do you think?
With all this momentum
Yeah.
behind the Women's Rugby World Cup 2025,
Mm.
what kind of impact
Yeah.
do you think it could have
Yeah.
on the future of women's sports
Mhm.
and rugby itself?
Right.
Will this be the tournament
Yeah.
that catapults women's rugby
Right.
into the global spotlight?
I think it has all the makings of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're seeing
It really does feel like it has all the...
this rise of women's sports,
Yeah.
these initiatives from World Rugby,
Mm-hmm.
and just this groundswell of enthusiasm
Right.
from fans and athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, this World Cup isn't just about the matches on the field.
Right.
Yeah. It's about challenging perceptions
Yeah.
and reshaping the landscape.
Of
Is that-
sport, yeah. It's about showcasing not just athleticism,
Right.
but also the strategic depth
Yeah, the
and the tactical brilliance
Yes.
that women's rugby has to offer.
precisely. And think about
Yeah.
the narratives that are emerging.
Okay.
The Olympic sevens stars transitioning to
Yeah.
15s, these
Yeah.
powerhouse nations
Right.
vying for supremacy.
Mhm.
The underdogs
Yeah.
who are trying to make their mark.
Right.
These are stories
Yeah.
that people can connect with.
Yeah.
They draw you into
Yeah.
the drama and excitement of the tournament.
It's captivating.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the elite level.
Yeah.
The impact trickles down.
Right.
Inspiring young girls to pick up a rugby ball,
Yeah.
to dream big, to see a future for themselves in this sport.
That's the true measure of success, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
When a tournament leaves this kind of legacy,
Right.
not just in terms of trophies and accolades,
Yeah.
but in the hearts and minds
Yeah.
of the next generation.
That's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
It is.
We're not just observers,
Yeah,
you know?
We're witnessing a potential.
We're witnessing a transformation
Yes.
in the world of sports.
Yeah.
A transformation that's long overdue.
Absolutely. I think this World Cup is a testament to dedication,
Yeah.
perseverance, and just the unwavering belief
Yeah.
in the power of women's athletics.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
if you want to stay
If you are listening,
ahead of the game,
if you want to stay ahead of the game,
yeah,
make sure to check out
rugbyworldcup.com 2025 newsletter
rugbyworldcup.com/2025 in newsletter
for all the latest updates.
for the latest updates and news. As we inch closer
As we get closer,
to this monumental event.
you won't want to miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, the stage is set.
The stage is set.
Players are ready.
Yeah.
The world is watching.
The world is watching.
I think this is going to be a tournament for the ages.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
As we explored the excitement, the potential, and the legacy of this groundbreaking event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's truly inspiring. And speaking of inspiration,
Okay.
we really can't overlook England
Right.
as the host nation.
Yeah.
You know, they have such a rich rugby history.
They do.
And they've been putting a lot of investment into the women's game.
Yeah. Their domestic league is thriving. Yeah.
They've got a really passionate fan base.
They do. Do you think this home advantage
Yeah.
is going to play a significant role in the tournament success?
I think undoubtedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Hosting a World Cup offers such a unique platform,
Right.
you know, to showcase the sport and to inspire.
Yeah, and those ticket sales that we talked about,
Yeah.
it's not just concentrated in
Yeah, in those traditional rugby hubs.
Exactly.
Sunderland, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
widespread.
It's widespread, yeah.
It feels like they're really cultivating a movement around this whole World Cup.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the ripple effects are being felt globally.
Wow.
We're seeing this surge in investment
Right.
in women's rugby programs worldwide.
Well.
And a lot of it's inspired by the success of this World Cup bid and all this momentum. It's incredible how one event
I know, it's amazing.
can have such a profound impact.
It is. It really speaks to the power of sports.
Yeah.
To transcend boundaries and to inspire positive change.
Yeah.
And this World Cup seems like it's poised to do that.
Okay, so we've got record-breaking ticket sales.
Right.
We've got a real conscious effort
Yeah.
to redefine rugby's image.
Yes.
We've got these star athletes coming over from sevens.
Crossing over.
And a host nation that is poised
Yeah.
to leverage this for real growth.
For real growth.
What else? What else is making this World Cup so special?
I think what's really special about it is
What are we missing?
the sense of possibility surrounding it.
Okay.
It really feels like we're
Yeah.
at a pivotal moment, a shift in how we value
Right.
and celebrate women's athleticism.
Yeah, you can sense that energy.
You can. It's palpable.
It's palpable.
It's drawing in fans, sponsors, athletes from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a virtuous cycle.
Right.
Increased visibility
Yeah.
leads to more investment,
Mm-hmm.
which fuels further growth,
Right.
development.
It's a snowball effect.
It is. It's gaining momentum.
Every
Day.
Every day.
And this isn't just happening at the elite level either, right?
No, not at all.
This World Cup is
It's trickling down.
right.
It's inspiring.
Grassroots participation,
Grassroots, exactly.
encouraging more girls and women
Yeah.
to pick up a rugby ball.
Precisely. That's the real legacy
Yeah.
of an event like this.
Mm-hmm.
Creating these opportunities pathways for future generations.
It's planting the seeds for
Exactly.
a much more inclusive and equitable future. Not just for rugby, but for women's sports.
For women's sports in general.
Yeah, in general. Wow.
Definitely.
So to our listener,
So what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
With all this momentum
Yeah.
behind the Women's Rugby World Cup, what kind of impact do you think it could have?
Yeah, what impact do you think it'll have?
On the future of women's sports and rugby itself.
Yeah.
Will this be the tournament?
Could this be it?
Yeah, that catapults women's rugby into the global spotlight.
Yeah. Could this be it?
I mean, it really does feel like it has all the ingredients.
It does, doesn't it? We're seeing this
Yeah.
this rise of women's sports in general. We've got all these strategic initiatives from World Rugby.
Right.
And this amazing enthusiasm from fans and athletes.
Yeah. It seems like everyone's get on board.
Yeah, and it's not just about the matches on the field.
Right.
It's about,
Challenging perception.
challenging those perceptions.
Yeah, and really kind of reshaping the landscape of sport.
Exactly. And it's about showcasing.
Yeah.
Not just athleticism, but the strategic depth, the tactical brilliance that women's rugby has to offer.
Right. It's more than just the physicality. Right. And I think that's something that people are starting to recognize.
I think so. And think about all those narratives,
Okay.
These Olympic 7 stars, transitioning to 15s.
Yeah.
You've got the powerhouse nations vying for supremacy, and then you've got the underdogs.
Yeah.
Looking to make their mark.
Yeah, there's something in there for everyone.
There is. It's those stories that really draw people in.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the drama and excitement of it all.
And it's captivating.
It is. It is.
It's not just about the elite level, like we've been saying.
No.
It trickles down.
Right.
It's inspiring young girls.
Inspiring them to pick up a rugby ball.
Yeah, to dream big.
Yeah.
To see a future for themselves in the sport.
I think that's really the true measure of success.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
When a tournament leaves a legacy, not just in terms of trophies, accolades, but
but in the hearts and minds.
Hearts and minds
of a new generation.
Exactly. And I think
that's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
Yeah.
We're not just
we're not just observers.
We're
seeing this.
We're seeing a transformation.
A
transformation that's long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this World Cup is really a testament to dedication.
Yeah.
Perseverance.
Absolutely.
The unwavering belief in women's athletics.
So to our listener,
if you want to stay ahead of the game,
make
sure you check out rugbyworldcup.com.
rugbyworldcup.com.
/2025/newsletter.
/2025/2025/n/newsletter for all the latest updates. Yeah, all the latest updates and news.
As we get closer to this monumental event,
you won't want to miss it.
You won't want to miss it. The stage is set.
The stage is set. The players are ready.
The world is watching.
I think this is going to be a tournament for the ages.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
As we explored the excitement, the potential, and the legacy of this groundbreaking event.
It's been a pleasure.